Okay, here is the Perkin reaction which you can see on your screen right now. If you look here, the first reactant molecule is the benzaldehyde, which is actually an aromatic aldehyde. And you can see here that on the alpha position, I mean this position here, the alpha hydrogen atoms are not there. This means this aromatic aldehyde, it lacks the alpha hydrogen atoms. Now there is a reason behind that why such type of aldehyde molecule has been selected here in this Perkin reaction. If you look here on the conditions which I have written on this reaction arrow, it is representing that the conditions are basic in nature. So under such kind of basic conditions, what could happen is that if instead of such kind of aldehyde which do not have alpha hydrogens, just imagine that if we are using this kind of aldehyde containing the alpha hydrogen atoms, it may undergo a self-condensation type of reaction giving rise to the aldol product formation, which we do not require in this particular reaction because we are not talking about the aldol reaction here. What we are talking about here is the Perkin's reaction, right? So we will always be taking such kind of aromatic aldehydes here which lacks the alpha hydrogen atoms because we do not want a side product here in the form of some aldol condensation product, right? And the next thing which I want to tell you is the second reactant. It is what it is, the molecule of some anhydride, and it do contains the hydrogens on the alpha position. I mean this is the carbonyl here and this position here is the alpha position, and obviously these three protons here are the alpha protons, right? One more thing which I want to tell you here is that these alpha protons are acidic in nature. The reason is what here, that upon the addition of a base here, when that base will be abstracting any one of these protons, whatever negative charge will appear on the carbon atom, on the alpha carbon atom of this anhydride, that is actually resonance stabilized in this way here, right? So you can see here the negative charge or the electrons is coming here, it is shifting in between this carbon atom and this carbon atom here, and that is also sending the pi electrons onto the oxygen atom in this way, which you can see here. Now it is becoming a carbon double bond carbon with oxygen having a negative charge. Okay, so what is happening here is that the resonance stabilization is taking place of that negative charge which will be generated here on this carbon atom when we will be adding some base here. So without any doubt we can say here that yes, these alpha protons are actually acidic in nature and they can be abstracted if we are adding some good base here such as sodium acetate, right? The next thing is the base itself. So you can see here in this Perkin reaction we will be taking the sodium salt of a carboxylic acid always, right? So the base here is fixed. We cannot just use any kind of base here. We will always be using the sodium salt of some particular carboxylic acid. But the thing is, what kind of carboxylic acid has to be selected here? Okay, we do have the answer for this question. Okay, you can see here that the base should be derived from the same carboxylic acid from where the anhydride is being generated. This means for this particular case here, obviously the carboxylic acid is the acetic acid because it is the molecule of acetic anhydride. Let me write here, this is the molecule of acetic anhydride, and if we want this acetic anhydride, it can only be generated from some parent carboxylic acid, and that is the acetic acid molecule, right? So what is happening here is that base has to be selected in the Perkin reaction, or that sodium salt of the carboxylic acid should be used as a base in the Perkin reaction, which can also give that anhydride which is acting as the second reactant here in the Perkin reaction, right? So this means that both the base, I mean this base here as well as the anhydride, they should be derived from the same parent carboxylic acid, right? So once again, we cannot use any base here. It should always be the sodium salt of that particular carboxylic acid from where or from which the anhydride has been generated. That particular base has to be used here every time, right? And you can see here, okay, we are having our aromatic aldehyde. This is the aldehyde here. This is the anhydride. The conditions are basic here, and I think I am quite clear now that what type of base has to be selected, right? So the reaction will be taking place here. First of all, it will be resulting in the formation of this kind of addition product, and after that one more step will be there, and that will be resulting in the formation of this kind of alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid as the final product molecule. This means if I want to tell you people here that the overall Perkin reaction is what here, I will say that the reaction of some aromatic aldehyde which do not contain any alpha hydrogen atom plus a molecule of some anhydride in the presence of some sodium salt of carboxylic acid will finally be giving me some alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. This is the Perkin reaction. This is the whole Perkin reaction. Okay, so we will also be talking about the mechanism of this Perkin reaction. But before that, one more thing which I want to tell you here is that you can see that in this Perkin reaction we are using two different reactants here, and only one of the reactant, which is the anhydride here, I mean this one, it is having the alpha hydrogens which are also acidic in nature, right? So mechanism wise this reaction may look similar to a cross aldol type of reaction, but actually it is not a cross aldol type of reaction. It may look similar, but it is not a cross aldol type of reaction. The reason is quite simple. As far as some aldol or a cross aldol type of reaction is concerned, both the reactants should be either aldehyde or ketones, right? But in this case here, only one of the reactant is the aldehyde. I mean, this is the aldehyde here. On the other hand, the second reactant is neither some aldehyde nor some ketone. It is what it is, a molecule of anhydride. It is a molecule of anhydride. Okay, so it is very clear that although the reaction may go similar to that of a cross aldol type of reaction, but actually it is not a cross aldol type of reaction. It is the Perkin reaction we are talking about, right? It is the Perkin reaction, guys. Okay, so next thing is, okay, here I have added that line. This reaction is similar to a cross aldol type of reaction, but actually it is the Perkin reaction and it is not some cross aldol type of reaction, right? So now it is time to get into the mechanism part. The first step is what here, that here is the base. You can all see this is the sodium acetate. This is the base here, and here is the reactant molecule, that is acetic anhydride. Okay, we know that these protons are acidic in nature, and the reason behind their acidity is what? Once again, let me tell you, it is the resonance stabilization of the negative charge which will appear after the protons are gone from this carbon atom, right? So what the base will be doing here is that will be abstracting, of course, this acidic proton. So let us say it has abstracted that proton from here, and obviously when this proton will be going to the acetate part, it will be resulting, or it will be generating the acetic acid in this process, right? And moreover, after the abstraction of proton from here, what will happen is a negative charge will be appearing on this carbon atom, and in order to neutralize this negative charge, the sodium ion will be acting as the counter ion here, right? After that, we know that the first reactant molecule here is what it is, the aromatic aldehyde, which is benzaldehyde in this case. And also we know that the carbon atom here of the carbonyl group, it is having a partial positive charge because it is attached to the electronegative oxygen, which is having a partial negative charge. So what will happen is that this will be acting as the nucleophile. This carbon atom will be acting as the nucleophile here in this reaction, and this carbon atom of the benzaldehyde, it will be acting as the electrophile. It will be acting as the electrophile here in this reaction, and after that, as expected, the nucleophile will be attacking on the electrophile, resulting in the generation of this kind of intermediate here. So when this will be attacking here on this carbon atom, obviously it will be resulting in the formation of a carbon-carbon bond, which you can see here, right? So here is the part of the anhydride we are talking about. I mean this molecule here, and this part here is coming from the molecule of benzaldehyde, which is this here, right? And you can see here the new bond being formed in between both the carbon atoms because of the nucleophilic electrophilic type of interaction here, right? And after that, this oxygen negative here, what it wants is, obviously it wants something that can come to this oxygen atom, and it can be, this negative charge here can be neutralized. Okay, the best thing that could happen here is that it can get a proton from this acid, because we know that acids are known to give protons, to donate protons here, right? So I have shown here the acetic acid will be giving a proton to this oxygen negative, generating a hydroxyl group here. Okay, so after that, the next step here is what? It will be losing a molecule of water from this molecule. One molecule of water will be going out, and obviously it will be this hydrogen and this OH here, right? It will be going like this, and when this OH and this hydrogen will be moving out, it will be resulting in the generation of a double bond here in between this carbon and this carbon atom, right? Now, if we wanted to know about the driving force of this reaction, I can say here that the extended conjugation is the reason here that why this step is taking place in this way, right? So it will be losing a molecule of water to give a carbon-carbon double bond here, because it is giving us an extended conjugation in this product molecule. So it is thermodynamically more stable, I can say, right? So you can see here it is the double bond here, then single bond, once again a double bond, followed by single, and then one more double bond here. Okay, so this is the extended conjugation which is now present in this product, that the reaction is moving down in this direction here. Okay, so once we have got this extra conjugated product, the next step is what? That upon addition of a molecule of water, the ester group here will be hydrolyzed. Okay, and you can see here this is the ester group, this is the ester group here, and it will be undergoing hydrolysis in the presence of a molecule of water, right? So upon hydrolysis, what will happen is that the cleavage of this carbon and oxygen bond will be taking place in this way, and water, we know that it is HOH. Let me write here H, O and H here. This OH part will be going, let us say, to this carbon here, and the hydrogen will be moving to this oxygen, and in this way it will be generating a molecule of CH3, C double bond oxygen, one oxygen and one hydrogen, that is the acetic acid, and this will be following what here? It will be following C double bond O, and this OH is coming from the water. It will be giving some carboxylic acid here, right? So this is the alpha position. This is the beta position here, and in this way it will be resulting in the generation of the final product molecule, which is the alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid, in this reaction known as the Perkins reaction, right? And whatever acetic acid has been generated here, this will be finally generating the base upon reaction with sodium ions that are still there in this reaction, giving what? Giving sodium acetate, and this base here, it will be reused. It will be abstracting one more proton from some acetic, from the second acetic anhydride molecule, and in this way this reaction will keep on going. Okay, in this way this reaction will keep on going, and this base here, it will be generated again and again. Okay, so this is it. I hope the Perkin reaction and its mechanism and the details of the mechanism are clear to you people. So thank you so much.